more fuel on the fire that there's a potential, maybe a divorce or some sort of rockiness going on in the Obamas' relationship. They both posted these mirrored, very choreographed Valentine's Day messages on X, but he was just seen at an LA, it's basketball team, the Clippers, thank you, game without her. And then on Tuesday, he was spotted eating out at a fancy dinner in Sherman Oaks with his both daughters, Malia and Sasha, but again, no Michelle, according to TMZ. So
I think they seem to be soft launching their divorce.
While publicly pretending to engage in a peaceful transfer of power, in private, former President Obama went to great and nefarious lengths to try to sow discord among the public and sabotage his successor, President Trump. The new evidence released by the Director of National Intelligence, who is here with me today, confirms that the Obama administration manufactured politicized intelligence, which was later used as the justification for baseless smears against President.
All right, let's dish some playground gossip. Megyn Kelly and Karoline Leavitt are coming for Barack Obama's shiny image like it's a piñata at a party. No more glowing news stories or sweet book memories. This is a full-on roast that tears. Through his smooth words and fame obsession, from sneaky moves in recent elections to preaching about the planet from a fancy yacht, nothing's safe. If you thought Obama was too cool to touch, hold on tight. These two are knocking him down and giggling the whole time.
What people need to know is Obama's intel community was about to give Obama a presidential daily brief that totally dismissed, downplayed, poo-pooed, choose your word, the notion that Russia had meaningfully interfered in the 2016 presidential election.
So what is it President Trump wants regarding President Obama, given that fact? And the special counsel at the time, Durham, when that Supreme Court matter was not in effect, could have charged anyone and did not. So on those 2 points, how do you respond?
Look, the president has made it clear that he wanted these documents to be declassified. He wanted the American people to see the truth, and now he wants those who perpetuated these lies and this scandal to be held.
Barack Obama didn't just change politics, he turned it into a big show, like selling plain water in a fancy bottle. Megyn Kelly swings in like a pro, cutting through his sparkly image like it's an old ad for face cream. Karoline Leavitt brings the fire, like she's torching a paper parade. Obama started as a big deal and ended as a whole brand, with books, shows, and a kind of political drama that never changes but always looks super cool.
She's still just as bitter as ever. There's such a great new, spin of complaints here. Here's one from her most recent episode, which still on YouTube, she's got 200,000 subscribers. It's really amazing that now she's been doing this for how many episodes? She's been literally on every podcast of the left wing promoting it. And that's still all she's managed to get. Here she is interviewing Dr. Sharon Malone, perhaps better known as former Attorney General Eric Holder's wife. And therein lies the problem, as these two ladies, married to two very famous men, are pissed that they are not the alpha in terms of popularity and
Obama's big story is all slow motion clips, epic music, and long pauses that could make juice go bad. He didn't really lead, he just told a good story. Every speech felt like he was trying to win an award, not fix a country. People act like he was some kind of superhero with a pen, a phone, and a perfect smile. But behind his fancy act, real problems piled up like homework nobody wanted to do.
Corrective actions to achieve uncompromised aviation safety. The review will include a comprehensive assessment and reversal of any deterioration in hiring standards and aviation safety standards and protocols during the previous administration. Aviation safety was addressed by President Trump before this tragic collision even took place.
Megyn laughs at how Obama promised big changes, but hung out with the same old power people he said he'd replace. It wasn't a new start, it was just a redo of the same old stuff. His team looked like the guest list for a boring grown-up party from the 90s, but he sold it with so much style, like a movie star, that nobody noticed it was the same old script. They just loved his cool voice.
What Tulsi revealed was that the intel community was about to issue that statement to President Obama saying they didn't try to hack our election infrastructure, and there's no evidence that they intended to alter the results this way. And what happened was James Comey's FBI said, we're out.
Karoline calls out Obama for acting like a regular guy while living like a fancy movie bad guy. He made normal his brand, like wearing a cozy sweatshirt that cost a fortune, while regular people struggled with crazy expensive health stuff. He posed for magazines and talked about fairness like he was selling perfume. His I'm Like You act was so planned, it made school plays look like they were made up on the spot.
And this Judge Boasberg, is a Democrat activist. He was appointed by Barack Obama. His wife has donated more than $10,000 to Democrats, and he has consistently shown his disdain for this president and his policies, and it's unacceptable.
I wanted to go about the idea of royal flood tournament. Judge Boasberg was originally appointed by George W. Bush and then elevated by Barack Obama. I just feel like we should clear that up.
Well, let me just say something to that effect, Garrett. 67% of all of the injunctions in this century have come against.
Let's talk about his big healthcare plan, a total mess that cost tons and was so confusing you needed a genius to figure it out. He called it easy to use, but most people called it a wild treasure hunt with no prize. The website broke faster than his promises. Premiums went up, coverage got worse, and regular folks got stuck with the bill. Megyn says Obama used the government like his own club, picking on people with taxes, scaring the news, and spying so much it sounded like a creepy book, but he got away with it because he's super smooth. Karoline jumps in on his foreign policy. It's like a scary story collection that went wrong.
What I think binds it together, all these different strands, a case upholding healthcare, a case declaring same-sex marriage part of our constitutional protections. I think what pulls it all together is that no one person did any.
So he's sitting around on a June Thursday thinking about himself and his glory days. And to your point, Smug, I'm starting to warm up to Michelle Obama's POV. I mean, like, what's he doing?
Obama kept changing his tough lines in Syria, like a kid doodling with crayons. He said he'd lead quietly, but the world zoomed past us. Then he added drone attacks like sprinkling salt and called it peace. The Nobel Prize people probably wanted their award back and on bringing people together. He was supposed to fix race stuff, but it got worse, like he added fuel to a fire while holding a water bucket. The news acted like his fan club, clapping no matter what. He could have drawn laws with a crayon, and they'd call it art. He didn't dodge blame, he floated above it, while his fans pushed back anyone who dared question him.
Set the expectation.
Sure. Given what the DNI just said and laid out, does President Trump believe that President Obama should go to jail for something?
Look, the president believes that this matter needs to be thoroughly investigated, and anyone convicted of crime should be held accountable in this.
Karoline digs into his after-president life, which is flashier than a pop star's. He didn't retire, he turned into a brand. Books, shows, and speeches that cost more than a house. He talks about greed and fairness from giant mansions. He gives climate talks from private jets like it's no big deal. And then he popped back into politics, like a ghost from old elections, stirring things up with his usual "I'm so smart" vibe. His name stays clean, but his hands are all over the chaos. People still chase his speeches for inspiration, but they leave with just catchy phrases and no real answers.
On another matter, over the past few days, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard has unveiled shocking new evidence that former President Barack Obama and top aides in the Obama administration conspired to subvert President Trump's 2016 election victory and undermine the democratic will of the American people.
Karoline tears it up. Obama didn't start a movement. He created a vibe. He made feelings seem like facts and good intentions seem like wins. He convinced kids that hashtags are action and change comes from selfies and playlists. But under all that was a big miss, no real progress. And with Michelle, it was like a 2-for-1 show. Every moment planned for max. Wow. Every walk, look, and magazine cover turned the White House into a movie set. They didn't just run a presidency, they built a fan empire. Now they're living off the fame, while the country deals with a box of broken promises. Obama's not a leader anymore. He's like a fancy app for old school dreams that people keep paying for without thinking.
We'll all recall, just flashback to 2016 and the years after, the entire Trump 1 presidency was embroiled in this scandal that was perpetuated by the Democrat Party. And you had major Democrat Party officials in this city, namely Adam Schiff, Hillary Clinton, Elizabeth Warren, who went on television and told the American people, Donald Trump is an asset of Russia. It was a lie. They always knew it. Hillary Clinton herself said that President Trump would be a puppet for Putin. Senator Tim Kaine at the time called President Trump Vladimir Putin's defense lawyer. Adam Schiff stated, and one of the worst things a lawmaker can do is to tell the American people, I know something you don't know, it's just classified and I can't tell you. And that's what he said. I can tell you that the case...
Megyn brings the heat. Obama's real legacy isn't hope or change, it's being famous without owning up. He played a game of looking good, not doing good. He left the country more split, more let down, and more obsessed with appearances. His biggest win wasn't leading, it was making people think leading doesn't matter if you sound cool. People still share his quotes, watch his shows, and go to his events, hoping he'll fix everything with a playlist. But behind the scenes, he's gone. He's not done. Though, no, he's windsurfing one day, telling people to sacrifice the next, sipping fancy drinks.
Don't make me cry now. Right at the beginning of the show.
That's
Don't let me start tearing up.
You can take the hard stuff, but when I start talking about the sweet stuff, you're like, no, I can't do it. But
I love it. I'm enjoying it.
There ain't been 1 minute when I thought about quitting my man.
Obama wasn't running a country, he was running a mood. And that mood was shiny, far off, and always on vacation. But the real shocker, he sold America a dream he didn't live himself. He's got a fancy beach house that's somehow safe from the rising seas he warns everyone else about. When he talks about climate, it's for you, not him. The media still treats him like a genius, calling every pause in his speeches super deep when he's just looking for the next cool word. And in the latest election drama, he's still pulling strings, nudging people, making calls, and dropping sneaky comments to push his side. He's not just hiding in the shadows, he's basically running the show behind the scenes with that classic smirk.
And on Tuesday, he was spotted eating out at a fancy dinner in Sherman Oaks with his both daughters, Malia and Sasha, but again, no Michelle, according to TMZ. So,
I think they seem to be soft launching their divorce. I mean, if it were the opposite and all of these rumors are flying, wouldn't they make a concerted effort to be seen together? Or just absolutely issue a statement saying there's no truth to these rumors?
Obama's ready to drop another perfect social media post that says a lot but means nothing. While most ex-presidents paint or play golf, he's out giving speeches like he's on a world tour, scolding regular people for not living up to the dreams he had 8 years to fix. Irony's his workout. And tons of people still line up for his words like it's a new toy drop. Meanwhile, Megyn and Caroline watch this like it's a silly TV show that keeps getting renewed. Obama's like a song that sounds perfect until you turn off the effects and hear the mistakes, missed chances, broken promises, and one long act. And with the show still going, this roast is just getting started.